and welcome to episode 1 of the Niff podcast. Yes! You may have gathered from what I've just said that this is going to be knitting content and yarny gorgeousness. My name is Jen and I'm coming to you from Midlands in the UK, if you couldn't tell by my accent. And I've been knitting for about 3 years, and my name is Jen and I'm an addict and I don't care, I love it. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I think I recorded 2 or 3 episodes last summer. It's now July 2023 and I completely chickened out. I didn't even edit the videos. They haven't got any further than my phone. So we're gonna try again. See if I get any further this time. But yeah, I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And I know every man, woman, knitter and their dog have got a podcast. So why not join them? Why not just do it? More than anything else, I also want this to be a bit of a video journal for myself, pretty selfish, just to kind of track my progress and my projects, because you do forget what you've done if you don't log them. I mean, I'm gonna have to improve, but I don't update Ravelry. So I might have to try and sort that out. I'm rubbish on Instagram, but hopefully all those things will improve. My projects will improve, my techniques will improve, I'll branch out and we'll just see. And I want to log it, all that good stuff. So I don't know if I've already said this, but I've been knitting for about 3 years and only recently have I actually followed a pattern. So I'm 100 years late to the game. So I'll be like knitting away and stuff, showing you, and you'll be like, great. I literally saw that about 10 years ago. Where have you been? I've been under a rock, clearly. But I've also been freestyling. So the first, I'd say good first 2 years of my knitting journey, I just kind of made it up as I went along. My 9 to 5 is that I'm an accountant, so numbers is my thing. Excel spreadsheet is my thing, so it doesn't bother me. I quite enjoy that process of figuring it out, getting my numbers together, and knitting it up and see what happens. Some things have worked out and I'm actually really proud of, and I have wanted to potentially in the future maybe create patterns for them. Other things have been complete disasters, darling, and probably ended up in the bin, which I know is a bit blasphemous, but sometimes it's just not worth the frogging, especially in the early days when you first start out knitting and you got your big chunky needles and your big chunky acrylic yarn, which I didn't call yarn for a long time. I used to trot around them to get some wool. It wasn't wool, it was acrylic, but you know, never mind. Yeah, they're not always going to turn out good. You're starting out, you're learning and forever learning. And like I say, I hope that these videos kind of track that process for myself. So I'm not going to go back over my life history for 2 reasons. Personal stuff, I think we'll just hopefully get to know each other as these videos continue, hopefully. And project wise, there are some things that should never be seen. Some things that you might see in, you know, occasionally now and then. But for today, episode 1, we're going to start from scratch where I am right now, July 2023. So let's jump straight in. I've got a FO, I've got a faux, I've got a hoe, I've got a whip, and I've got some plans. I've had a bit of a disaster the past few months with knitting. I think I almost lost my mojo. So again, another thing that I'm hoping that this process will do is just keep me going when we lose it, because you do lose it a little bit, and it is summer. I don't really like summer knits. I know. I like me a jumper and a scarf and a hat. I'm not really into summer yarns. I don't really like cotton. So yeah, but luckily I live in the UK and there's like a week of summer and we've already had it. So it's literally hammering down and it's July. I feel like we're in a monsoon. It's terrible, but great at the same time. I cannot wait for autumn and winter and the fire and the Christmas tree and all that good stuff. So I know it's July, but we can dream. It won't be long. So the first thing I've got to show you today, let's just do it, get on with it, Jen, is a jumper. Now I say finished. You know these bits? Yeah, they don't count. Weaving in ends, we just don't talk about it, okay? Doesn't count. As soon as there are no needles attached, as far as I'm concerned, it's done. Done and dusted. Weaving in ends and blocking. I just like an afterthought, like the after sales. They're the credits. They're not the main feature. And you don't always stay for them either. I've got so many projects in this cupboard that because in my head they're done. And they've got all these little straggly bits still attached to them. But it's fine because in my head they're done. And I clearly haven't worn them. When I come to wear them, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's when I'll do the ends. So anyway, this is a freestyler. And boy oh boy, it was a labour of love. And I put this on my Instagram and some lovely person said, if you ever make it a pattern, you should call it labour of love. And they're right, because it is a easy peasy top down raglan, but it is all over my stitch. Yes, you heard me right. All over my stitch. I don't know what I was thinking. I was in the mood for texture and I definitely got it. Lovely balloon sleeve going on here. Oh, still got my stitch markers attached, look. Dangling on. I mean, I really mean it when I say as soon as the needles aren't attached, like it's done. It's out of my head. Oh yes, I know. At least they're matching. Got them on this side too, look. Yeah, I wanted texture and that is what I got. And it is lovely. Like, I love this. Oh, beautiful. It's made in Drops Air in the colourway Fog. I've got another one there actually. And I love this yarn, but, and I know a lot of you will agree and probably be like, no, don't use it, because I've heard and I anticipate from working with it, it's not going to wear well. I don't particularly care because I love working with it. Yeah, a bit more of a little cheeky close up there. Look at the size of that sleeve. It's longer than it is a crop body, balloon sleeve, and I do a twisted rib on the neck, cuff and hem, going to do on hems and cuffs of jumpers, took that thing we don't talk about in that, is the Italian bind off. I just love how it rolls. Just seamless, gorgeous, love it. So I'm really happy that it's done. I think it took me about 2 months, but you know, it will do. Over my stitch. But I am actually really happy with it, even though it felt like it took forever. And it's so squishy. Oh, yum. So that's my finished object. My hoe, I have an absolute nightmare with it, and literally 5 minutes ago I thought, you know, it's a sock by the way. I want this to be my hoe for my video, so all I had to do was kitchen of the heel, and I got to the end of the heel, snugging it up, and the yarn snapped off. And funny enough, same thing happened when I did the cuff. So already in my head I thought, oh, I'm going to have to redo the cuff. And I've got to redo the bloody heel. Fuming. I mean, it's not for me, as you can probably tell by the size of it. It's massive. It's huge. I'm little. It's my other half. I'm not really I haven't been friends with it from the get-go. I've just done a vanilla sock, but I wanted pinstripe, and so did Dan. Oh, I've just noticed another mistake. Look at that boo-boo there. Oh. This may not get a friend. Sorry, Daniel, I make something else. No. I'm over it. I'm actually over it. So anyway, just in case you're interested, the yarn I've used is Drops Flora in light beige, and the burgundy colour is, now I've done some research, it is Scheepjes. I did a little bit of googling on how to pronounce it. Scheepjes. I've been saying sheepies forever. I was like, sheepies, sheepjes. Scheepjes, apparently. I think they should call it sheepies because it's wool from sheep. Just makes sense. But never mind. So yes, it is from their Metropolis collection line. Yeah, and it is in the colourway Bogotá. And I had to Google that as well because I didn't want to pronounce that wrong, because that could offend people, because I believe it's the capital of Colombia. Beautiful colour, but it just, I'll demonstrate. You know how sometimes, especially since it is 75-25, so 75% extra fine merino, 25% nylon, sometimes they can be a bit tough and they might need a bit of a snip to break the yarn, but this is just like, I won't be able to do it now. Poof, 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 and that is exactly what happened. I was tugging at it to finish it off and it's just gone. Bloody candy floss. Fuming. Absolutely livid. I could cry. I'm laughing because I could actually cry. And also, so you know how I said about my jumper ends? So the technique I used, look, oh, it's not even going to come off my blocker because it's so many ends that are all tangled. The technique that I used to get the pinstripes, she specifically said in the video, don't weave in your ends as you go. So let's look at this disaster. Let's do it together. This also makes me feel like bugger it. I'm not doing another one. This isn't getting finished. Look at that. Who wants to tackle that? Not me. That's who. Not me. Little technological interlude there. My camera stopped working. I think it was just this that broke it, to be honest. So yeah, I can't see that we're gonna be getting a pair of these. But on the topic of socks, I am a toe-up girl. I love seamless toe. I don't mind kitchen stitching grafting, although I'm not overly keen on the little points that you get because I've grafted this after sort heel. But yeah, I just prefer the toe. However, the thing I don't like about toe-up socks, and I'm working on the perfect combination for me, is the cuff. Always goes frilly. Meh. It annoys me. All flares or something. And then I think before I've tried the Italian bind off before on a sock. FYI, don't work. It's not stretchy enough. Yeah, and I know that it doesn't really matter when it's on the leg, it's stretched out anyway, no one can tell, and it's just a me thing. A lot of people probably couldn't give two hoots, but yeah, I just don't like this frilliness. So I'm on a mission. I think there's an interlock bind off, and that might be the one. And literally 10 minutes ago, when I thought I was going to be making another one of these, that's what I was going to try, because I knew I had to rip this out anyway, because I couldn't weave in the end. I do actually on socks. I do eventually on everything, but I just feel completely deflated by it. Really annoyed. Not sure it's gonna get a friend. So on that sad note, let's talk about something else that is sad in my knitting world. So I made a cardigan in May, and 2 weeks ago when I say I made a cardigan, I made a cardigan. I was down, I'd done the sleeves, I was down to finishing the hem, doing the ribbing, tried it on one last time. No, it was too big, and I know it could have gone just, oh, it's just oversized, but it was still wrong. It just felt wrong. There was so much material, especially here, that I couldn't even pull it off as oversized, and I didn't want it to be oversized. And I bought the yarn with my birthday money, and it is this absolute beauty. Oh, look at that. It is Cascade 2020 in the colourway 1070, and it is called Golden Kiwi, and it's just the most perfect summery, lemony limey, bright yellow. And over on my Instagram, which I'll note down below, I've got a picture of it with my favourite jacket, which is this colour, and I risked it, and I bought the yarn anyway, and it is the perfect match. The perfect match, because I'm like, oh, you know, jeans, a white t-shirt, like this pop of colour is just brilliant, and it really suits me, even if I do so to myself. So I wanted to knit something in it, and I wanted a cardigan, and it was the perfect match. I was so happy, but then so sad at the same time, and it's all up here. Ooh, there we go. So frogged it, got it over the kettle to steam out all the kinks, and it's in timeout. It is in timeout until next month. I thought, right, I'm leaving it for July. In August, I'll have a break. I'll try something new, which clearly didn't work. And I'll start again in August. Now, part of my problem might have been that I was freestyling again. So my plan is to make a LYS by Andrea Mowry with this, because I don't want it oversized. I want it nice and cropped up, but nice and fitted. And that's just not what I was getting from doing my own thing. So, lesson learnt. This time I'm following a pattern, and I think it's also a structure that I haven't tried before, so that'll be fun. Like I said, I'd never do anything other than top down raglan. This was the first time I tried to make a cardigan. It was fine. I think the process and the technique and the numbers were all fine. Just wasn't quite what I wanted. So I'm hoping that the LYS by Andrea Mowry will be exactly what I want. So I'm excited for that. So that is my plan for next month. And please pray for me that it works out. I guess if it doesn't, give me a story to tell you. Another thing that I've got in my little basket of loveliness, I'd started a Musselburgh hat. Literally started. Look at it, it's the tiniest little bit. I'm not sure about this one either. I don't know what's wrong with me, and I'm not sure that this is a great time in my knitting life to be starting a podcast when I'm like, well, that's crap, I've had to rip that out, I'm not sure about that. But it's real life, isn't it? These are the things that we go through. It's not all perfect, and I think it's good to show that, you know, on social media we see all the good bits of people's lives and projects and stuff, but it's just not realistic. Keeping it real. So what my plan was to go half pink, half baby pink, where I'm using Filcolana Aweta Classic in ballerina and Filcolana Tilia in powder, I think this is. Do I have the piece of paper? I do, but they don't have the names on, they just have the numbers. Oh, so yes, because I've got the... So this is colour 321 in the Tilia, which I'm pretty sure is powder. And then I've also got, and then I was going to do the other half in this beautiful light grey, which is the very light grey, which is colour 957, and silver in the Tilia, which is number 358. So beautiful. I definitely want a grey and pink hat. I just don't know at the moment if I want it to be fluffy. And I also think I want the pink to be a speckly pink. So it looks like this might be getting ripped out as well. because I basically am this colour, especially in the winter. So I don't know if like a pink hat would suit me, but then I guess if I wear it the pink side, it's going to have a little grey brim. Ooh, oh, my hair stuck to my lip there, lovely. So I don't know, so please let me know, please tell me what to do. I don't know what to do. Shall I carry on? Shall I just do it? Shall I just have a fluffy hat? Because it is delicious, like it's so yummy. So yes, do a bugger it and just carry on with it. But then it's kind of not exactly what I want, and I think I've found as well in the last 12 to 6 months, I've just been making things for the sake of it, and then I don't wear them. I don't know if that's partly because I'm sometimes a project knitter, I'm sometimes a process knitter. I'm probably more a process knitter because I'm not that fussed about the finished object. But I want to be that fussed about the finished object. I want to make things I'm going to wear and love and get enjoyment out of outside of the process of making them. So I think this little basket of fluff might also go into time out, which only leaves me with my other current whip, which is an oldie but a goodie, and it's in this beautiful bag from Willow Bay Bags. She's on Etsy, and it's beautiful pink cord, these lovely canvas straps, and then drawstring. And this is the large size, and you can easily fit a sweater in it. Oh, look at me, sweater. I said jumper. And I currently have in here a Purl Soho half and half wrap. Who hasn't made one of these? I say that though, but it's a bit like, oh, are you an actual knitter if you haven't made a ranunculus? Clearly not a proper knitter. But I feel like that with this. And this is my third Purl Soho half and half triangle. Half and half triangle? Is it called half and half triangle? Right. You know the one I mean anyway, this one. I think it's just half and half. This is my third one. I've made one in the small size behind me here that I have as my little lap blanket while I'm working. I made my mum one because she loved that one so much that I made her one last Christmas. They were both in the small size. And I am going big boy on this one. It's absolutely enormous. I'm making it in Drops Air again in the natural or cream, whichever, whatever they call it. It's just like the undyed. It's not chalk, and I don't think they do chalk in this colour, in this yarn anyway. So it's just a cream, and then the other half is going to be the medium grey, which is low. And I'm nearly there. I think I've got about 70 stitches left, and I've got this much. So I'm playing a little bit of yarn chicken at the moment, and I'm just crossing everything because I'm gonna have to buy a whole new one. It doesn't really matter. Drops is, you know, pretty affordable. But if I could just squeeze it out of here, that would just be brilliant. So yeah, that's my current whip, and this has no problems. Hurrah! So yeah, this is what is keeping me sane at the moment. But it is absolutely huge, especially on this chunkier yarn, because I do believe the pattern calls for fingering, and this is not. I am knitting it on 4mm needles, and it's going to be a blanket because it's just so, again, so squishy, so delicious. I know it's going to bobble. I know I'm probably not ever going to be able to wash it properly. But I love it. It's so squishy. Yeah. Oh, so hey ho. That's that. I feel thoroughly annoyed. Just looking at that sock. Yeah, it's not getting a friend. It's just not happening. But I will look forward to very much casting this gorgeousness on, and hopefully that is what you'll see next time. So thank you so much if you've got this far. So I think that's it. Thanks again, and hopefully see you soon. Bye.